Actually, if India want to maintain the good relation between Bangladesh and India should hand over Sheikh Hasina to Bangladesh.
হোক রায় যদি হয় রায় হোক, এইটা আকাম করে থাকে তার বিরুদ্ধে রায় হোক, সমস্যা কি? সমস্যা আছে?
First time in the history of Bangladesh, because any running prime minister fled to another country and she is facing trial. Amid tensions among the mess people and tight security across the whole country, the verdict against former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to be declared tomorrow. Actually, it's a hot issue now across whole Bangladesh, because in the last couple of weeks, centering this verdict, there were some political violence. The supporters of ousted or dethroned Awami League party set fire on several public transports, and there are also incidents of blast of crude bombs and cocktails. So the mess people are a little bit panicked. I mean, this situation, the verdict to be declared, but the whole nation is waiting for this verdict, because the nearly 16-year-long authoritarian rule of Sheikh Hasina was not comfortable for the mass people of this country. There were huge number of incidents of extrajudicial killings, enforced disappearances, and other human rights violation like torturing in police custody. And during the regime of Sheikh Hasina, there were 3 national elections in 2014, 2018, and 2024. But all those elections were non-professional, and there were huge allegations and reports of intimidation and even ballot stuffing on the previous night. So people were actually seriously deprived of their voting rights, and it was quota reform movement at the very beginning, and the peaceful students started that movement. Gradually that movement turned into a mass uprising or mass revolution with the participation of mass people from all walks of life, and eventually that movement dethroned nearly 16-year-long authoritarian rule of Sheikh Hasina, and Sheikh Hasina fled to India.
All the nation looking to the tribunal, what will be happen, because the last 3 election, there is very immature election, non-professional election, all kinds of rules regulation violated, lots of students killing by the government force. Actually, if India want to maintain the good relation between Bangladesh and India should hand over Sheikh Hasina to Bangladesh.
Now the International Crimes Tribunal that was formed by Sheikh Hasina's administration to conduct trial of the opponent, especially the leaders of Bangladesh Jamaat Islami, the leading Islamic political party, and huge number of central leaders of Jamaat Islami and now the leading political party Bangladesh Nationalist Party BNP were executed through that trial court, International Crimes Tribunal, and the same International Crimes Tribunal is now conducting the trial against Sheikh Hasina. So it's a great irony, and people are now waiting to see the verdict against Sheikh Hasina. Especially during the last year's mass uprising, there were many incidents of human rights violation and brutal murder. And according to a report by the United Nations, 1,400 people, mostly youth and students, were brutally murdered by law enforcers and armed cadres of the then ruling Awami League party and its student wing and youth wing, Bangladesh Chhatra League and Juba League. So everything is very clear, and Chief Prosecutor very confidently said before the media that it's crystal clear with huge number of documents that Sheikh Hasina was directly involved in those murders and crimes against humanity. So they are expecting capital punishment. But Sheikh Hasina, who is now absconding in India, and many other top leaders of Awami League party, they are also now in different countries, and from there they're trying to infiltrate the supporters of Awami League who are now staying in this country to create chaos. And they are also influencing the supporters of Awami League to hold huge demonstrations and even violence. So people, mass people or general people or peace-loving people are a little bit in tension. But the interim government head, Professor Muhammad Yunus, and other concerned authorities informed the people that all sorts of law enforcers are ready to avert any untoward incident.
হোক রায় যদি হয় রায় হোক, এইটা আকাম করে থাকে তার বিরুদ্ধে রায় হোক, সমস্যা কি? সমস্যা আছে? ভারত থেকে যদি আইনের মাধ্যমে আনতে পারেন আনেন।
In the last couple of weeks, the supporters of Awami League in some parts of capital Dhaka and other areas of the country tried to bring out some processions and demonstrations, and even no political partymen, but the general people halted those efforts of demonstration. So there is a mass awareness against Awami League because people were the serious victim of the misrule of Sheikh Hasina administration, and seemingly, according to analysts of this country as well as some analysts who are observing Bangladesh from outside the country, they are also assessing that actually it's not so easy for Awami League or Sheikh Hasina to turn back immediately or to restore their political position here in Bangladesh. It's expected that there will be capital punishment against Sheikh Hasina because so many killings, so many human rights violation, everything is very clear and documents are also very clear. First time in the history of Bangladesh, because any prime minister, running prime minister fled to another country and he or she is facing trial and maybe served capital punishment. So everything is very new for the history of Bangladesh. So now Bangladesh is waiting to see what is going to happen in the coming days.